Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News, with the biggest thing happening this week probably being a new kinda Gunpla line. So, Gundam Artifact is getting a new line called Gundam Artifact Pro, and we're immediately starting strong with two very impressive kinda kits. The full armored Gundam for 7,150 yen, 45 US, and the Zaku 2 high mobility type Black Tristars custom for 6,380 yen, 40 US. Despite the line being called Pro though, you could argue that it's actually the exact opposite of Pro. Because here's the thing, the normal Gundam Artifact line are like tiny, highly detailed kits molded in a single color with no articulation. So you would kind of have to be a pro to make them look good. The actual Pro line then keeps the same very unique aesthetic of the normal line, but pretty much turns everything else on its head. They're now articulated, twice as big, molded in color, and they're now a combination of an action figure and a model kit. The base is pre-assembled and includes die-cast parts, and you just have to build the add-on armor. For the full armor Gundam, the base is just a complete RX-78-2 Gundam, with the add-ons being the full armor parts, and for the high mobility type Zaku, the base is an actual inner frame, with the add-ons being the armor. And we're also getting a really nice array of accessories for both kits. For the full armor Gundam, we have the full armor accessories like the twin beam rifle, buckler shield, two beam sabers stored in the legs, and of course the cannon, but we're also getting a full set of standard RX-78-2 Gundam accessories, being a shield and the iconic beam rifle, now with optional underslung grenade launcher. So not only are they included, they even gave us a little extra. Like, that's really nice. For the high mobility type Zaku then, we get a standard head, commander antenna head, heat hawk, Zaku machine gun, two spare magazines for the Zaku machine gun, which can be stored on the side skirts, a Zaku bazooka, and two spare magazines for the Zaku bazooka, which can be stored on the shoulder armor. And on top of that, it also has some really cool and intricate articulation going on with the legs, of course thanks to that inner frame. There's just two downsides. One, they're premium Bandai, which is never fun, and two, they're also pretty expensive because of those pre-assembled parts. They might be twice as big as a standard Gundam Artifact kit, but they're still only around 10 centimeters tall, which is slightly smaller than your average high grade, which stands at about 12 centimeters tall. But you can lessen the blow by buying them both, because Premium Bandai has a campaign that, if you do buy both of them, you'll get a bonus set of clear armor parts for the full armor Gundam. Oh yeah, and because both of these are still considered candy toys, they'll also come with a soda-flavored piece of chewing gum. And staying with the Gunpla, they've announced that over at the Gundam Base Tokyo, reservations have opened up for the latest high-quality Gunpla scan event, which will last from May the 30th until September 27th. What you can do and what you can scan though is the same as the last event. So moving on to the figure news. Or not yet. Editor Kakarot here to tell you that Bandai just announced their latest hobby new item info thing. It'll happen on May the 28th, and they'll be announcing all of their kits for October, November, and December. We did already get some announcements at the Shizuoka Hobby Show, but I wouldn't be surprised if they also kept some aces up their sleeve. So you can expect a dedicated video for those announcements on the 28th, followed by a regular Gundam news on the 29th. And then probably also a video about their 30 minutes announcements on either the 26th or the 27th, because they did already say those are going to be happening earlier. It's gonna be a busy news week, and something I also saw while editing was the announcement for the Premium Bandai Limited Robot Spirits Nightingale Exclusive Edition. Releasing in October for 35,200 yen, 221 US, it is no doubt a very impressive figure, but you do have to look very closely to spot the differences between the normal version and this new exclusive version. The main colors don't really feel any different, but there are some different details, like we've got more markings, a few different markings, and the color on the beam rifle in particular has been toned down to give it a more realistic feel. The action base also has different markings, but other than that, it's the same bulky Nightingale with the same awesome accessories and gimmicks. We've got 3 extra propellant tanks, 10 funnels, a shield, a massive beam rifle, a stored beam tomahawk, an active beam tomahawk with various beam effect parts, and 4 beam sabers, also with beam effect parts. And these can be wielded by both the normal hands and the hands on the sub-arms hidden in the front skirts, which are fully articulated. So yeah, a very impressive figure indeed. Editor Kakarot, out. In October, we'll be getting the 30th FW Converge lineup, but this one is a little bit special, as you can tell from the promotional image. This lineup celebrates the 15th anniversary of the series, meaning that it is a combination of new figures and also re-releases. So, the 4 new figures are the Double Zeta Gundam, the Gundam Bale, the Cherubim Gundam, and the Gundam Mark II AU colors, which can hold either its beam rifle or its bazooka. And then the 2 old kits are 15th anniversary Revive version figures, which were selected based on the FW Gundam Converge 15th anniversary re-release survey. So here we have the Dead Scythe Hell and the Swallows version, and the new Gundam, which comes with a beam rifle, the new bazooka, and a beam saber. All of which will go for 630 yen each for US, and will of course also come with a soda-flavored piece of chewing gum. And for more snacks, we've got Gundam Niiformation Sticker Wafers Volume 6, slated for a September release. One package will cost you 149 yen, around $1, and comes with a cocoa flavored wafer, as well as a sticker featuring mobile suits and characters from the OG Gundam, Endless Waltz, and Stargazer. In addition to normal stickers then, there's also a special Char custom rare to collect, which is like a red holographic sticker, and a rare sticker celebrating the 5th anniversary of the Niiformation line. Let's talk some finances now. Bandai unveiled their earnings report for 2025, and Gundam has been absolutely killing it. Not only has this been Gundam's best earning year ever, it was also Bandai's best earning IP this year, and by quite a long shot. Both One Piece and Dragon Ball only got a little over half of what Gundam brought in. And I think the reasons for this are very clear. Gunpla sales are still going as strong as ever, if not stronger. The Gundam card game is also doing really well, and SD Gundam G Generation Eternal is pretty much printing them money. It's like consistently ranking amongst the top earning gacha games, and every other week there's like 3,000 free diamonds because it reached number 1 in a certain region. Let's quickly go back to something we talked about last week then. Gundam unveiled their 50th anniversary promotional video featuring pretty much every animated Gundam series ever, and then some. What I didn't see though was anything G-Saviour or Twilight Axis related. But some people did see G-Saviour. Apparently, this thing in the background, it's like vague enough for Bandai to have plausible deniability, because you can't really make out what it is, but I can see some of the G-Saviour Space Mode's features on it. The mobile suit has big side skirts, flared out shoulder armor, and a blocky backpack. And the color scheme also matches the one that we see in the movie. Like, not necessarily the one from the line art, but the more grayish rendition from the movie. So yeah, I would call that close enough indeed. Now, can someone also find Twilight Axis in the trailer? Because then we have everything, basically. Meanwhile, on the gaming front, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, the full armor engaged Gundam B plan has joined the fray, while on Steam the Abgor has become available. In UC Engage, there was a Comet Power Augmentation operation, as well as a selection unit assembly, allowing you to choose which 10 SSRs you want to gacha for. And in SD Gundam G Generation Eternal, The main thing that happened was, of course, the Thunderbolt Bandit Flower story going live, which we did already talk about last week. So, in other news, The Sorcery of Nim Cersei made its American debut on the 15th, GQuuuuuX has been nominated for the Best Soundtrack Album at the Music Awards Japan 2026, and Gundam X will have a special 30th anniversary stage at the Chayamachi Oshi Festival 2026. Ticket sales begin on the 22nd, and the event will be held on June 21st. As for the things you could get this week then, first up, on the 18th, you could get the 29th volume of Gundam Converge. They go for $693 yen a pop for US, and included in the lineup is the 00 Quanta, the G-Fred, the Woundward, the Woundward Hazel 2, the Messer Type FO2, and the Reborn's Gundam. And just like the 30th volume that was announced this week, this one is also celebrating 15 years of Gundam Converge. Also on the 18th then, you could get for these Machibouke pilot figures from the OG Gundam. They go for only 300 yen a spin to US, and you can get Amuro, a regular Federation soldier, Char, or a regular Zeon soldier as an adorable SD figure in the fetal position. The official reason for this position is that they've been waiting for a very long time to finally launch into battle, but knowing their backstory, it's easy to imagine that they're in the fetal position for a very different reason. Like, Amuro just skewered Lala, Char saw it happening, the Federation soldier had to fight against the Big Zam, and the Zeon soldier just saw Amuro take out all of his buddies. Less depressing then are these GQuuuuuX Chibi Plushie Keychains that you could win at Japanese arcades starting the 19th. Volume 1 consists of Machu, Shuji, and Yon, and Volume 2 consists of Char, Xavier, and Shalia. For this week's reading material then, we've got this book that will teach you all about how to be like Bright. And before you ask, this will teach you how to be like Bright in a business setting, not how to be like Bright as a dad. For this week's apparel news then, Strict G kicked things off on the 18th with a new The Kiss collaboration. This is their third collaboration for Gundam-inspired jewelry, and it's again based on jewelry that was actually worn in the series. Or well, movie, because it's based on Gundam Seed Freedom. The Haumea necklace that Kigali gave to Atheron. It features the Stone of Haumea, and also a little charm with the S for Seed Freedom. The necklace is slated for an October 24th release, and will be available through a variety of channels. There's the Fan Fun Market online store by The Kiss itself, the Strict G online store by Premium Bandai, or the physical Strict G stores. Wherever you decide to get it though, it'll cost you 16,500 yen, 104 US, and will come with a nice box and a postcard with a scene of Atheron wearing the necklace. And they also decided to do a restock of Kigali's silver ring from Gundam Seed Freedom. It also goes for 16,500 yen, 104 US, but will only be available online. Over at Bankura, meanwhile, you could also get some jewelry, because on the 18th, they celebrated Kira and Kigali's birthday, and they did so with some very interesting items slated for a July release. For 3,850 yen, 24 US, there's a Kira or Kigali birthday series Aurora acrylic stand. It comes with 2 screenshots from the anime, their name, a happy birthday message, and then also the Aurora shine. Depending on the angle, it'll shine either blue or pink. For another 3,850 yen then, 24 US, you can go for a Kira or Kigali reversible cake cushion. One side will look like a birthday cake with their respective image in the middle of it, whereas the other side will look more like a normal cushion and has signature emblems in their personal color, blue for Kira and orange for Kigali. And then last but not least, for 11,000 yen, 69 US, you can get a Kira or Kigali birthday ring. And again, we have some personal touches here. Kira's ring is silver, with a blue gem and a freedom-inspired design on the side, whereas Kigali's ring is gold-plated silver, with an orange gem and a design inspired by the Strike Rouge. And for even more apparel, there was Fan Plus Live, with a bunch of Sorcery of Nim Cersei, GQuuuuuX, and Gundam Wing merchandise.
For Cersei, you can get a mini art stand featuring some of the promotional art for the movie, or an acrylic block with screenshots from the movie. For GQuuuuuX, there's 6 different big towels featuring Machu, Nyan, Shuji, Xavier, Shalia, or everyone's favorite, Shiko. 4 oversized t-shirts with promotional art, and mirror acrylic art, mini art stands, and acrylic blocks with just screenshots from the anime. And then finally for Gundam Wing, we've got even more different things. 5 big towels featuring the Wing Boys, 3 different oversized t-shirts featuring promotional art for the entire series and the 30th anniversary, mirror acrylic art featuring that same promotional art, acrylic blocks featuring screenshots from the 30th anniversary short, mini art stands featuring the 5 Wing Boys again, but slightly differently, and character acrylic panels, again featuring the 5 Wing Boys, again with different art. All of which will be releasing in August. But wait, there was even more acrylic stuff released by different manufacturers, like these premium Bandai Limited Gyuguto Cersei things, releasing in July. You can get Hathaway hugging a Mafty pillow, Pilot Hathaway hugging his helmet, Gigi hugging something, Kenneth holding his crop, or Lane hugging a pillow as a mini acrylic stand for 660 yen each for US, an acrylic plate for also 660 yen each for US, a box of acrylic keychains for 3,740 yen 24 US, or a box of can badges for 2,750 yen 17 US. Also releasing in July is this Gundam Wing and Gundam 00 stuff, which is available through the Granum store. And the offerings for both series are very different, both in terms of items and in terms of style. For Wing, they're sticking to screenshots from the anime and official art, which you can get on a keychain for 495 yen each, 3 US, or as a set of 15 character pics for 5,940 yen, 37 US. For 00, meanwhile, I think they just straight up made brand new artwork, with each of the 4 Gundam Meisters sitting on a throne inspired by their own Gundam. And no, unfortunately, Team Trinity is not part of this lineup. And maybe they'll, make a set for them in the future if these do well. But so, you can get Setsuna, Lock-On, Alleluia, and Tierra as an acrylic stand for 1,650 yen each, 10 US, an acrylic keychain for 880 yen each, 6 US, a can badge for 495 yen each, a little over 3 US, a sticker for 440 yen each, a little under 3 US, or an A4 clear file for 550 yen, $3.50. And then really finally, we've got these GQuuuuuX acrylic stands and stickers by Sunstar Stationery, which will be available through Premium Bandai. The acrylic stands go for 1,650 yen each, 10 US, the stickers for 440 yen each, 3 US, and they're all slated for a September release. And that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.